everyone. Welcome to the Halocast. I'm your host for this beautiful afternoon in the United States. My name is Jesse. I also have on with me Toad.
Hi.
Jack.
Hello.
Robert.
Hello.
And Matt.
So,
I was the only one who got Toad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. His
You've been
name's
a serial
Kieran,
site.
by the way.
Kieran. I know, Toad is short and easy.
Yeah, well,
I'm a great host.
we do
that's
things
what
in a
she
not
said.
lazy way around these parts, mate.
Anyway, back to Halo.
No
I
one's
thought
allowed
we'd
to
start
use
off-
mate except me.
What's Halo?
I've heard of it.
It's
like COD,
isn't it
right?
a song? I thought it was a song.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty ripoff with that guy called Halo that goes around the rings.
The music is beautiful.
And he's got that girl called Master Chief in his head or something.
It's modded, so it's really bright in color. It's kind of ugly.
Yeah, I mean it's
not
kinda
brown
terrible
enough.
'cause it doesn't even have iron sights.
And it doesn't have a dog.
I
What
know.
what kind of a game is that?
Ah.
I bet Master
Okay, no,
Chief
sorry.
doesn't even have that.
Jesse, you want to take charge of this?
I've already lost control, so...
Okay, so Jesse wanted us to start with our favourite quotes.
Wait,
Yes, and
Jesse,
so
why
far...
don't you go first?
Alright, I'll go first. This is your favorite Halo quote, and this ought to be a good little icebreaker. And I chose... When I joined the Corps, we didn't have any fancy-smancy tanks. We had sticks. 2 sticks and a rock for the whole platoon. And we had to share the rock. Buck up, boy. You are one very mucky Marine.
Can I go next?
Sure.
Okay, my favourite one's obviously a Johnson quote, and it's, oh, I know what the ladies like.
isn't that in the same
Yeah.
scene?
Yeah.
I don't
He,
know.
he never gets me
We'll
anything.
just all use the variations of that one scene.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
really, I don't know all the
I,
variations.
Oh, I do know that at the beginning of Halo 3, the alternate dialogue is, it's the brutes, they have our scent, then they must love the smell of a real man. Anyway.
The
Next.
one I liked was from the Prophet of Truth in Halo 3 when talking to the Arbiter, and he says,
Oh, excellent. And I feel that was very poetic as well, and it had a very good social commentary on the suffering of the underclass.
pretty much. I mean,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
being turned into a parasitic monster thing, so yeah.
Toad? No, I'm doing it too.
I still don't even... I still can't choose. I'm just gonna go with the regret one. Regret.
Yes.
Regret. What does it mean? It means we regret coming to Earth. We regret being alien bastards. We regret the Corps just blew off our raggedy-ass fleet. Hoorah.
Hoorah!
Did you just say blew
And then
off
Scarab.
our raggedy-ass fleet?
Yeah.
And then the scare.
Oh dear.
Anyway, shall we
Okay,
just,
wait,
like,
wait.
talk about the Halo games canonically, I guess, from 1 to whenever?
Before we
or
get
something?
on to that, you're Australian, right?
Yeah.
Before we get on to the point of this cast, let's get sidetracked even more.
Wake me when you need me.
Oh, I get
I
it.
know.
I
It's,
get a
it's my
beer and a
podcast, so now
dynamite.
you're going to talk about geography.
Got any goon?
Well, no, I'm talking about what I know about. Guess what I'm drinking right now?
What are you drinking?
What Jack is
Matthew,
drinking right now?
Yes, Matthew, the solitary Australian person. Guess what I'm drinking right now?
Uh,
Foster's Gold.
Tui's, VB,
Ah.
it's Carlton.
To which Matt just says, no worries.
I feel
it.
that was really worth it.
I was
For a
hoping
second,
you'd
I
say
thought you
good.
were gonna go say you were Bear Grylls-ing it up there.
I mean, it was...
No, I was hoping you'd say good call.
Right, so video
So,
games.
Halo.
Halo.
I'm not
Halo
sure if we
1.
can cover.
Yeah, you
We're
can't,
so
you
far
can't say
gone.
so video games in this one because if you do, one of us are going to a tirade about Far Cry or Minecraft or something. It's a Halo
Well,
cast.
I was kind of glad Fappy isn't on here, or we'd be talking about Oblivion right now.
I would enjoy that.
And then split off into Fire Emblem.
Right, so Halo series. What would you say is your favorite campaign of the series?
Mine is definitely Halo 2, just because, it was the one that it had the boss battles in it, which was kind of a minor point. I think probably the reason I do like it is just because of the memories I have of going through it on cooperative with friend of mine who I no longer have a chance to see anymore, so it might be biased, but I still think it's the best campaign. Also because you can play as the Arbiter in his dedicated missions, and it's awesome.
Oh, the Arbiter is
Except
the
all
best.
you ever do is fight floods. So.
Even so,
Yeah.
oh,
They
you do
probably
fight the
didn't
Halo.
wanna.
You do fight the
probably
Covenant
didn't-
at the end, and there's that mission where you're the Arbiter and you have 2 NPC hunters on your side, and it's like, yes,
And then
now I
there,
have them.
you have them a couple times, don't you? A few hunters.
No, you only really have them for that.
I
No,
think
you
if
only
you
really
do
have
that
them for
mission
that,
right,
like-
you can get 4 hunters with you. But it's meant to be
Nice.
difficult or something. But I could
I
be wrong.
remember that. No, I think you're right.
Either way, I think they were with you for a while. So maybe that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
assuming
anyone like a campaign other than Halo 2?
I
the
liked
first one?
Halo 3.
Halo 2. Those are the only ones I played.
Oh,
You've only played Halo 2?
Halo 1 and 2.
oh,
And a
okay.
bit of 3, but never the campaign.
Okay, Jesse.
I like the Halo 1 campaign.
Yeah, that did have like the most open out levels, which were kind of... They went back to that for Reach, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was good on Legendary because some of them you could just run away when the Flood and Covenant were fighting each other.
Oh yeah.
I
that's
remember
what
that
was.
one where you had to like you had to get a Banshee
don't
to
know
get
what-
up to those cores, and there was a huge fight around it, and you just try and skirt around the outside and get to the Banshee.
In the 2 betrayals,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the one with the snow level with all the giant flood
Yep,
Covenant
yep.
battles.
The second time you go to the snow one, yeah.
It's a good level.
I wonder if there are any Halo
Fucking
3
snow everywhere.
campaign fans here.
I really liked Halo 3.
I liked Halo 3 campaign. I liked that it was a short campaign. Like, they knew they had to wrap up the series, so they kept it short.
Nah,
It's
I think
one-
the campaign in games like that should be the main event.
Yeah.
I hated that it was short. Screw you.
Yeah.
I'm
one,
s-
I got-
one thing I do actually have an actual nitpick with that campaign, and you know how in it the Arbiter is either an NPC or he comes in as a player 2 character.
Yeah.
In the first mission, you know, you go through the jungle, and he frequently just uses his camouflage to move through bits of the level, and then it never happens
Oh.
again unless you kill him, in which case he just randomly massively uses it to just reappear.
Or he uses it as teleportation on the last level.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I feel
Oh,
like
I was invisible the whole time, guys.
Yeah, they should have.
I saw you fall
given
off a cliff,
They should have
you
given
bastard.
camouflage to the player too as well. I feel they should have done that. Although, admittedly, that would be a bit of a middle finger to Master Chief if Arbiter and the 2 Mook elites were running around as camouflage, but it still would have been fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it just seems like
And
it's
then
a
you
bit of
got-
a throwaway mechanic they
Well-
decided to put in Halo 2 and then just dropped.
Shouldn't the, because after that, when you get 4 players, 2 other elites, shouldn't they be able to stay invisible indefinitely?
They
yeah,
should.
but let's just skate over that. It was a one-off comment by some randomer. We can just ignore it.
Now, it's been a while since I played Halo 1 and Halo 2. So how did they, when you were playing 2-player co-op in the campaign, how did they excuse away the fact that there are 2 people playing? Or did they just ignore it?
Well,
Just
the
2
Arbiter
Spartans.
always hung out with Master
The
Chief
first-
in the second one.
And
For parts of
Well,
it.
not before they meet, I mean.
Yeah,
Where
parts
you're just
of it.
playing
Yeah.
Master Chief.
in
but
the
they're
first 2
playing two
games, they
versus
just
two.
ignored it.
Yeah.
I suppose if you
Why
wanted
couldn't
to
they just do
give it-
that then?
because the Arbiter was on the side and they kind of wanted to make it canonical in Halo 3, I guess. So the Arbiter was a good excuse for that.
I see.
I
If
liked
you wanted
that
to give it a
the
canonical
co-op
excuse
was
for the
justified
previous games
canon.
where there were just 2 Spartans, you could just say it was a random ass, Spartan who survived. Fuck, I don't fucking know. It would
Yeah, but I
work.
kind of liked that they didn't bother with that stuff because, yeah, you get people who complain canonically, well, what the heck does this mean then if you're playing with 2 people? But,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
those people
fun
have no
and-
lives.
true. Oh, I shouldn't say that, I'm sorry.
But you know
That's
what was weird though is that they decided to give the competitive multiplayer in Halo 4 a backstory by saying it was like holographic training on this ship.
Yeah.
How did they know about the flood?
Wasn't there some... I don't remember, because
Really
I haven't played much of it.
abandoned-
Wasn't there
Another
some
plot
Spartan
twist.
Ops missions?
Yeah, really
The
a bad move to
Forerunners.
have. Yeah, it's really a bad move to have application of story within the competitive multiplayer and ooh, let's finally let you be able to take control of the Flood in the same game.
They should
Well, I
have, if
was
they
not a
got
fan of
called an
Halo 4.
infection, they might have
story.
just thought, hey, a zombie mode would be fun. But no, they called it Flood,
Yeah,
so
but
it's
they
like,
should have
what?
thought of that at a different time.
Wait a second, isn't...
But,
Wait, when is Halo 4 in the thing? Because it's after Halo 3, so it's possible they...
No,
Wait, I'm fucking confused now.
Oh, wait, sorry, I think I was getting mixed up.
Halo 4 takes place after Halo 3.
Like
Oh, yeah,
3
it's
or 4
very well
years
to know,
later.
but still, there doesn't seem to be much of an explanation as to why. But okay, fair enough. I was getting it mixed up with the idea that it might be like the Spartans before they died or some shit. But no, okay. But even so, that still raises the question of why.
You
are
make
they
me
Halo-
think that Halo 4 was a prequel or something, and I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
what?
To be fair, though,
My
it
brain
was an
just
easy mistake
hurt.
for me to make because I lost interest after Reach, mainly.
As in, like, Reach made you lose interest, or
As in, I
just
don't-
after that you're like, I've had enough.
Do you think it's because you're burning out on this series, or just you
Yeah,
don't like the way 343
probably.
is? Do you think 343 might be taking it in the direction you're not interested in?
Well, seeing as I haven't played Halo 4, I don't know, but I guess I am just kind of getting a bit just burned out on the series a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
I
mean,
definitely
well,
didn't like where they took Halo 4, just because they included a lot of the Forerunner saga things from the extended universe, and I didn't particularly like that because it retconned a lot of stuff by saying in order to keep the story going, they changed other parts of it, like the Forerunners weren't actually humans, and the Flood were created as just, they weren't some random extragalactic thing. They were actually created as a bioweapon, and it's just gotten kind of crazy. I'm just kind of like, okay. I'm
So
Well-
were the
lost
Forerunners
interest.
actually... So, okay, originally speaking, were the Forerunners meant to just be humans with really advanced technology, or were they just like what humans kind of descended from?
Nope, they were separate from the human race.
Yeah,
Was
sort
this
of.
Before the
But
retcon?
there were advanced humans as well.
Oh,
so
before
it's a
the
bit
before
confusing now.
before the retcon, they were humans, but they weren't from Earth. It never explained it.
No, I think the closest thing to an explanation you got, did you ever watch Halo Legends?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, there was that thing with Cortana, and it kind of points out that they kept a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of species in stasis before they used the Halo rings, and then used them to seed new planets. So I imagine that it would just be a case of they relocated the humans to a different planet.
Well, they in Halo 4 they show that there was a human empire against the Forerunners, and they were at war. And then
odd.
the human empire lost, but they wanted to protect the human species, so they repopulated them on Earth, I guess, after they fired off the Halo.
But the reason
That
the
makes
humans
sense.
lost were because they were running from the Flood. They weren't, like, trying to fight a war. They were trying to stop the Flood.
Right.
So they were just bombing civilians of the Forerunners and everything, trying to stop the plague or something.
What I found interesting about Halo 4, though, was I actually enjoyed playing through Spartan Ops more than I enjoyed the single-player campaign. Because I felt like Spartan Ops kind of went the way of like Halo Reach and ODST, where you got to focus on new people, new story, new characters. Like, I liked the Master Chief, but I just
Don't
didn't like
think
that
people
particular
really care
story they
about
went.
him anymore.
Yeah.
And Halo 5, random, completely unnecessary cloak over armor.
Yes.
The armor is designed to like lock everything out. It's designed to keep you warm in weird climates, keep you cool in hot climates. It's hyper advanced, but no, random cloak.
What did we say? It was like Master Chief comes out with the cloak over in the desert, and then Solid Snake would ride up on his horse in Afghanistan, and they would ride off in the sunset together.
Oh, it's like the guy from Journey takes off his mask and he's Master Chief.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Random cloak
Maybe-
guy, where are you going? To finish this emotional journey.
Maybe he wanted to go swimming and he was going to use the cloak as a towel.
But there's no water in the desert. Well, there's not a large amount of water in the desert.
Well,
He has an
that's why he
oasis.
was walking. It was like a sand dune beach, and he was going to get to the beach right at the very end.
Do you think that means he's got swimming trunks on under his Spartan suit?
Exactly.
He just has trunks, bare shirt, and a helmet.
Yeah, but because you can never see Master Chief's face, that means he's swimming with his helmet on.
Or he just has
Don't we
no
already
face.
know what he looks like?
Yeah, you see, like,
they explain it.
almost, but not
Well,
all
they-
of it on the Halo 4 Legendary ending.
They also explain what he looks
why
like
he
in
has
the
a
book,
cloak.
but
Yeah, in the book, I think they like. Isn't he a red-haired freckled?
Yeah, he's got,
guy,
like,
kind of.
He's got like brown hair. And
he's got
slight
short
gap
brown
in his front
hair,
teeth.
pale. Well, they just said pale skin from under his armor.
Yeah, and he's got
Makes
apparently got
sense.
like a slight gap in his front teeth.
Yeah, they've shown him as a child, and I think they've shown him in what was the brief Halo short before Halo 4 came out.
The live action one.
Yeah, I think they showed him on that one along with the other Spartan girl.
No, that was just random Marines, a contingent that he comes in and saves as a full-on Spartan, I think.
Right, but when they're flying away, they're in a Pelican. The Spartan girl takes her helmet off, and then another Spartan takes his helmet off.
Oh well,
I
I
don't
haven't seen
remember
all of that yet, so.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, no. What was that? What was that someone said about the Halo 4 Legendary ending?
You see, like, Master Chief's face, but not in, like, all of it. His eyes are, like, blacked out from, like, top light shadow, but, yeah. He's basically just a really pale, old-looking dude. Not, like, really old-looking, but middle-aged, I
Like
guess.
middle-aged, yeah, like his 40s.
Yeah.
Well, he is like 40.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I think he would be. Yeah, he would be at that point.
Alright, well, since we're slowing down a bit, hey Jack, want to tell us about a story you've been wanting to tell me?
Well, we could just go into the whole. What happened to you during your escapades with Halo multiplayer?
Which one?
Okay.
Oh, all of them.
It's too many.
Because
Narrow
we
it
have
down a
time.
bit.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, for an example, I'll tell the story that Jesse just asked me to tell. When I was playing Halo 3, me and my friend were on split screen and we were playing the team. We got, against our will, kind of like made to play Team Rockets on the Narrows. And you know, Team Rockets, you have unlimited rockets in your launch age, go and blow people up. And, you know, the Narrows, it's that thing where there's the like big bridge.
It's just a
in
long
the
bridge,
middle. Yeah. And there were the two like little tucked in areas at the back where each team starts. And basically we at this point, because we were idiots basically, we cared about our KD spreads. So basically we didn't want to die too much, because obviously it's people launching rockets at each other and it's really ungainly. So we went onto the map, and at the place where you start, there are like ridges in the walls, like, you know, so you can walk up like a little slope on the wall, and people coming down to your area can't see you. So we just kind of hid on each of those slopes, and as people would run towards our spawn area from the enemy team, we just blow them up. And so obviously they wouldn't really see us until it was too late, and so we blew up pretty much their entire team a couple of times over. We're getting a bunch of kills, and I think we must have blown the same guy up a couple of times, and he figured it out. Well, he thought he'd figured it out eventually, because after we blew him up at a random point, and the proximity mic went off, and we just heard this random American guy saying, "The rockets are coming out of the walls!"
There was one I had, I was playing with Toad as well. Remember that Fat Kid Maze thing that we had?
Which? When?
Where
What?
we were playing like, it was called Another Journey, and basically there are a whole bunch of obstacles the humans get through, and the zombie was super slow, and was chasing them through like maze with obstacles. Yeah, that was pretty fun, but it was my map and I knew it, and so I could like, there's one part where it usually has a ceiling, but there's one part where it doesn't, and if you're the zombie, you have a gravity hammer, and you can jump up out of the map, and you can just walk forward and wait for them ahead of them. And I scared the shit out of someone because they were like, "Yeah, where's the fat kid?" And then he just walked around a corner, and I was in front of him somehow. And yeah, he was.
Hey Matt. Hey Matt, that was me.
Yeah.
And Jack was there too. We were all on that.
It's funny
You
being
were just
sadistic.
like, whoa.
I was like, he's way behind me. I got time to catch up to my guys. And then all of a sudden, hammer. What the hell? He came out of the wall.
I left to get hot dogs, so.
Hello.
That was when Jack broke the game by figuring out you could go behind the zombie and assassinate them.
I knew about that for ages.
Well, yeah, because the Halo, I knew that from the start. That was why I bothered trying it. Was because Halo invincibility doesn't extend to assassinations.
I don't know. It's always fun. I actually
I have
had
one
one where there
story
was
if you
two
guys wanna
fat
hear it.
kids. Where did that? Yeah, go
Sure.
for it.
Alright. Though, it's not from my own experience. Is that okay?
Okay.
No, I'm just go on.
It's, remember when Halo 3 they started up the thing where you can record the whole in-game matches stuff?
Yep.
And you can
Vaguely.
go all around crazy and look at stuff and how it happens and blah blah.
The theatre mode, and
Right.
they just
This
applied
is
it to
one,
multiplayer,
you may have
didn't
actually heard about this, it's called Who Killed Me? This one guy's playing level and trying to shoot down this one person and run away. And all of a sudden, explosion! He dies. He goes, who the hell did that? So he goes through the whole thing, he's got it on the video thing, goes around the level, watches it, and sees that what happens is, on about the other side of the level, there are these two people in a warthog, driving by, and they knock over some barrels, explosive barrels. The barrels fall down a hill, land on one of those jump things, you know.
The gravity.
It launches the barrel all the way over and hits him. And that's how he died. From bad driving,
amazing.
kids.
I remember when Halo Reach was relatively new, I had a friend over and we were just kind of like, because one of my controllers was, well, we didn't have any batteries for it, so we just kind of like kept switching between our gamer profiles to take turns on Halo Reach, and he was like, well, we played and blah blah blah, and I had to go on his, and I was like, okay, this is how you do every man for himself in this match, and I did pretty well. And he's like, oh, well, you're pretty good, and I was like, yeah, now it's my turn. Did another every man for himself match, kicked just as much as I think I got, like, the man of the match kind of thing. I got a bunch of killing sprees and stuff. Pressed the menu button, and I hadn't changed to my own profile.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know in Halo Reach on Firefight, they'll occasionally have drop pods that Covenant come out of?
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend and I were playing, and we wanted to switch guns. So we went to a location where there was a gun on the ground that I could switch and then he could pick up.
Did a drop pod land on you?
Killed both of us. But the best moment I had was the very first time I ever played Halo, multiplayer. And it was Halo 3, I can't remember the name. The map has changed names so many times. The one with the big wheel, the turbine.
Last Resort in Halo 3
Yes.
it's called.
And there's two mongooses next to this building. And I have two blues coming towards me. I'm on the red team. And I have two reds coming towards them. And I'm panicking. I have no idea what to do. So I jump in the air. I just throw two grenades between my legs, like towards the ground. And killed the two blues and two reds. And I got a double kill
betrayal.
and a boot. No, double
Damn.
kill and a boot. I was like, why'd the screen go black? Well, you killed two of our guys and they booed you.
Oh yeah, because it's you get like 2 strikes and then you're out, don't you?
Not always.
Well,
Sometimes
it's two strikes and then they get the option to kick you, and sometimes they don't.
it's really random. Sometimes it's happened after just one accident. I don't know how they work it out.
I know Halo Reach
I
it
was-
was usually just after one. It was a bit annoying.
Speaking, I was on Halo Reach, and I think it was the New Alexandria map, the one that's modelled the place where Noble 6 comes down after he jumps,
The city?
Yeah.
after he gets
Oh,
thrown
yeah.
out of the
Or
space
the
station.
courtyard city?
And it was
What's it called? Courtyard?
it was-
Oh.
yeah, it was Team Slayer, and I was on the blue team, and I ran into this I ran into this building, and there was a guy right in front of me, and I didn't have very much ammunition left in my rifle, so I just threw a plasma grenade, and I died suddenly. Because of my explosion, because of the proximity, I died, but I got a double kill. And when I went on theatre to check out how I got a double kill, basically, just as I'd thrown the grenade, someone with the the rolling loadout had rolled past me, come up in front of me. My grenade had stuck onto like the back of his head, and he had blown up all three of us.
Woohoo!
Nice.
I remember
one I had. I was playing co-op with my mate, but we had like a full lobby back on Halo 3. It was, so 16 people, but we were playing this zombie mode where there's basically, it's the same one as that fat kid, except it's not a maze. There's like a teleporter, and you got to get across this bridge with vehicles. It's got the shield walls, you know how they bounce vehicles. You got to get across that, and when you get to the other side, you've got like a fortress to stop the fat kid getting across, so the fat kid can get the vehicles as well. And then, so eventually I was last man standing, and my mate that I was like playing co-op with, he was the alpha zombie. So he was driving a mongoose, so I got on the back of his mongoose and just drove around with him everywhere. I had a sniper rifle, and that's the best I've ever done in Halo, because there were zombies everywhere at this point. All of them could move super fast, and I was headshotting people on the back of a mongoose with a sniper rifle. I was throwing stickies and sticking people, and it was incredible.
There's a zombie mode that me and my friends always used to play in Halo 3, and is it Sand Trap that has the elephant and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
But basically, that would always be the map that we would use, and the settings would be that the zombie could be killed really easily, but it was super fast and kind of invisible. It's like you could see it, but it was easy to miss it. And basically, it had a random weapon and an energy sword, and all the player characters had 2 random weapons. I think after a while we changed it so it just had the energy sword, but basically it would run after us, and you'd have to try and fend it off, and it would come in from nowhere. And basically how the games would go one of 2 ways. One would be that we would all hole up in the elephant, and it would come at us, and we'd shoot at it until it eventually managed to clip one of us. Or it would end up with like 2 people left standing, and they get on a mongoose and run around circuits in the minefields while the zombie chased them.
Yeah. I played ones like that.
I think it was definitely the random weapon element that made it really interesting.
I'm not used to playing custom maps, but when I played with all of you, the very first map we start off of, I don't know what you call it, but it's the one where you're launching stuff towards 3 guys standing precariously on
Jenga.
these weird... Yeah. Yeah, I had played custom maps before that. Suddenly I spawn, and I walk off the cliff. Because I'm like, wait, what? What am I doing?
So you're standing on the Jenga
Turned
thing?
into a Warner Brothers cartoon.
No, I was the one launching, but I didn't know what was going on, so I just walked off the cliff. I was like, wait, I'm in the air?
I'm confused. Better suicide.
Wait. I don't know. Okay.
You started walking forward? There was nothing there.
Yeah. Well, the game started, so I had my finger on the forward, because I know where I'm going to go. I know where I'm going to get my battle rifle. Because I knew what map we were on, but I didn't know it was a custom map.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was my fault.
That was a good night of custom maps, though. Especially Jack getting all crazy with the vehicles.
Oh, that one with the indestructible vehicles?
The one where we're on this platform and the vehicles would spawn and we're just ramming into each other.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
And then Knifer
And then the
started
Wraith
getting
was
the Wraith out. And we
the Wraith.
And we had to stop. It's bullshit, man.
I think I changed
You
one to
can't
get
push
rid
a
of
Wraith
that
off-
so the
Wraith off
choppers
the
could
cliff.
be used a lot. That was pretty fun.
During the Halo 3 campaign, did anyone see the Rooster Teeth Easter egg?
Which one?
In which Halo?
Halo
Halo
3?
3.
Oh, Halo 3, when they're in the base.
Yeah, and it's the
Oh,
people knocking
yeah.
on the door trying to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've only
yeah, it
listened to
changed.
2 of the 3 audios, because depending on the difficulty, you get a different set of people.
Yeah, yeah. Like the easy/normal one is Tucker and Doc.
Yeah. I think Caboose is on the hardest difficulty. I didn't listen
Yeah,
to
it's
that one
Caboose
yet.
and Church on the hardest difficulty. And Griff and Simmons on the heroic.
You haven't played Halo 4. There's a whole bunch of if you play Spartan Ops, there's a bunch of Rooster Teeth audio files just like that,
Yeah.
where Caboose is in universe, but he's like lighting himself on fire and doing other stuff.
Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, I didn't know they had such like a big thing in Spartan Ops. So I did notice though was that you could occasionally, because in Halo Reach the Marines that would follow you had names, and some of the names that were generated, like they were all Bungie developers and stuff, and then they gave like the
That's
Rooster
neat.
Teeth crew names to them.
Oh, really?
You mean from
Yeah.
in the like Pete Stacker, the random Marines?
Yeah,
the random
the
Marines
fire
that have
teams.
names in Reach.
Have you listened to on YouTube the guy who does the Australian Marine voice? They give him a whole bunch of lines of dialogue that don't make it in because it's really bad profanity. It's like
no, I don't think I have.
the cut lines.
Of course, it'd be the Australian guy.
Oh,
No,
they're hilarious.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
The last one you hear is just him going crazy, just swearing and telling people to die.
He must have been playing online.
Yeah,
Oh,
Could have been.
yeah, we do have fun
Did
swearing.
anyone- Did anyone in Halo 2, because those campaigns were much longer, did you ever stick with a Marine and made sure he made it to the end?
No.
What's the
I
when you get to High
did
Charity
that in Halo 3.
in Halo 2 in High Charity where you have to rescue the guys from the prisons?
Yeah.
On Heroic, I got all 4 of them to the end once.
Cool.
When I played, I believe I tried, me and my friend tried our best to do that, yeah.
I wasn't actually even trying to do it. I just don't like the Marines dying, and I got to the end at one time.
There's the
I
map where
liked
you're on a
getting there,
Halo. I think it's the second Halo, and it's where you have to go in the water. The elevators that go through the water.
Delta,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Delta Halo?
I think
Yeah,
what was good about Halo 2 is it did have a lot of set pieces like that, like when like on that one Arbiter mission when there's the really long like drop lift that you go through, you just fall and free fall for ages.
Yeah.
When you're getting to the library?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the Marines, did anyone notice? And it might just be me, but when I play Halo 1, I feel like the Marines are programmed to do less, but because of that, they're far more aggressive and far more useful. Whereas when you get to like Halo Reach, they
Yeah,
spend
like,
90% of their time dodging and ducking instead of helping you. Like they're
Yeah.
built to be smarter, but they're not.
Well, do you remember on Halo 1 and you get the Warthog and there would be a Marine and there'll be 2 Marines, one automatically in the passenger seat and one automatically in the gunner seat, so you had to drive. And so when you get in, they'd have little health bars on the screen for your passenger and your gunner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they got rid of that for the other ones, but whatever.
It makes sense that they would be less helpful
I
if
always
they're
liked
smarter.
gun.
Well, I feel like in later games, they're more expendable.
That too.
I don't know, in the first game, I just feel like they were so much more useful because they were aggressive, and because of that, they were getting more hits on the elites or kills on the grunts. And so I felt like they were a little more useful than the later Marines who get programmed to dodge and roll.
Especially in the first
the
game
Master
when they
Chief,
had the
you do it.
sniper rifle. Because they would shoot the
Oh,
sniper
yeah.
rifle like they had an assault rifle, so it would be like... and there's like, holy shit! The Zealot Marine is just dead.
I saw footage of there was someone had died in a Gorse Hog, but the Gorse Hog hadn't blown up. This was in Halo Reach, and an elite had got on the Gorse turret, and it was like 4-player co-op, and then that elite proceeded to murder every single one of them over and over again with the Gorse turret because he had like an aimbot on. It was ridiculous. It was just like dead, 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 dead.
I think I might have told Jack this before, but the first in Halo Reach and Halo 4, my first in-campaign death in each game was by a Marine who couldn't drive and who drove into me.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, I think you did tell
Like-
me that.
Like in Reach, he backed up and ran into me because he wanted me to get into the gunner seat and just ran me over. And then the Halo 4, he just ran straight into me.
It seems there's a lot of bad drivers in this game.
And then in Reach, there was Cat,
Oh,
Who-
yeah.
For this cat.
drove me off the cliff.
Cybernetic arm, man. It's on the fritz.
How hard is it to program them not to go off a cliff?
Yeah.
And that's without enemy fire. She's just driving and it's like, oh, I want to see what's down there.
What
It's
is
the
going through
scenic
her
route.
mind when she does that? Does she just panic and then lose control of her limbs?
It's probably
Had
some-
a bit of depression.
It's probably some horrible way for the...
She's got that robot arm. She just loses control of it and drives off a cliff.
I just
It's
imagine
running
whenever
up-
she. I just imagine that whenever she drives you off the cliff, she's like blurting out communist propaganda.
I imagine her arm has to have like
Mother
constant
Russia.
internet connection, and her arm is run off the internet we have in Wyoming, so it just shuts off every 5 minutes.
Or maybe her arm
honestly made by
acts in the way that
Microsoft.
it reads stuff on the internet. So when it drives you off the cliff, it's because it's browsing 4chan.
When it's driving off a cliff, it's making the dial-up noise.
But there was the dial-up noise in the Covenant computers in the first game. Do you remember that? Those
I don't think I've seen that.
the computers that looked like the ammo crates that were in the first game. They made the dial-up sound. You walked
Because,
around.
Oh,
it's because
yeah.
the Covenant's using AOL.
The live blog.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? What do you guys really think of Master Chief?
I think he's better than most FPS protagonists, but nothing special.
Because I gotta admit, when like I said, I've only played the first couple of games, and I guess I didn't really warm up to the guy. But then I was just getting ready for this talk. I watched a little bit more about the story, and I saw a few more of the endings and stuff, and some of the other content. And I kind of came to this conclusion that Master Chief is like a biological robot with emotions, who's been trained to suppress the emotions.
Which
Is
is
this how-
correct.
Because I kind of saw him, he was like trying to talk Cortana into, spoiler alert, not letting herself die and coming with him at the end of most recent Halo.
Oh yeah.
And I just got this impression from not just the way he was talking, but also what he was kind of trying to do. Like, plus also lack of the facial expressions probably helped. It reminded me so much of whenever you have like the robot who's learning emotions and they're trying to convey them. You know what I mean? It just kind of felt like,
Yeah.
and that kind of was endearing in a way.
I read the expanded universe novels, quite a few of them. Like there was the one that actually had Master Chief as a child going through his initial training and stuff and all that. And it seems like the people that were writing those novels, to me at least, it seemed like they were writing Master Chief as an autistic child.
I don't remember. I
Yeah,
read
has
Fall
any-
of
has
Reach,
anyone
but I
else
don't remember
read-
much of it.
Has
Well, I
anyone else
read
read
them.
those novels at all?
But
I've
I'm
heard
not
good
sure what you
things.
mean exactly.
Well, I just mean like everyone always ends up having to explain, and like he just thinks in such simplistic terms, and everyone explains everything to him that way. Like oh, I have to do it because it means that I win, sort of thing. And it's like, what?
Yeah, but wasn't it like
I just
3
feel
or
like
4?
6.
When the,
But yeah, just he did come off like ridiculously, kind of.
I don't know. I guess I can see it.
He didn't come off as anything remarkable, but at the same time, he never really bothered me as a character. Like, I just have sort of a neutral opinion of him.
He was
Well,
consistent, if nothing else.
Well, the autistic thing that I mentioned kind of was a bit jarring in the books because I think when he had like cutscene dialogue in the games, at least he didn't come across like there was anything like that. So it was a bit of a weird difference to me. I mean, there was one thing in like the novel that's meant to cover the events of the first Halo when Guilty Spark kind of starts leading him through the library, and he's like having a really hard time of it, and he finds the corpse of some sergeant guy that happened to make it that far, and he's like, oh wow, and I think he says something along the lines of, "You were one hardcore son of a bitch," and that's like the most normal thing that he says in all the books.
I just thought
Anyway.
if they explored more of his personality and stuff, like, because you got to think about the way he views the whole world. He's been brought up to be basically a killing machine, and now he can't really relate that much with anyone else, which I think is why they kind of have. At first, I didn't really buy the whole relationship thing he had with Cortana. It was kind of a little, but then I thought about the whole robot with emotions thing, and it kind of made a little bit more sense to me. at least.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to do with Halo, the new Halo series. Like, if you played Spartan Ops, you find out that Dr. Is it Halsey?
Yeah.
The old lady who did the whole project thing, right?
Yeah. You find that she's being now that the war is over, she's being sort of semi-tried for war crimes because she developed the Spartans to actually fight humans before the Covenant showed up.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty much a master race project.
And there's sort of that debate in their universe now of who are the Spartans and what are they even there for now. So I think they're going to start talking about that a bit in the newer games where, okay, are you just mindless drones or do you have emotion?
I think they do, but I don't think they can react.
She's referring to Master Chief as John. The guy who's interviewing her is just calling him the Spartan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or Sierra 117. And I think that's where they're going to try to go with it, is my prediction, that the military is starting to look at him and say, who are you now? And so he might have to start developing emotions.
There's that, and also by the looks of the Halo 5 trailer, he's been, I don't know, he's running away or something. But what seemed to make sense to me, I heard someone talking about it, was he sort of committed treason in Halo 4 when he disobeyed the order to give away Cortana. So maybe that is what's happened to him, that's why he's left, and he's like AOL or something.
In the trailer, he was holding something, and I think it was either the item they had in Spartan Ops at the end, and Dr. Halsey had the other half of it. So I wonder if he's trying to look for her and reunite those two items.
I thought it was Cortana or something. Like, because it
probably
was
end up
on a
having to
chain.
just kind of-
It was on a chain, like a dog tag kind of thing.
Oh, you're
That's
right.
What I was
You're
thinking,
right.
that
Like
it
the
was
small dog tag
Cortana's
that goes
thing,
into his helmet. Yeah.
I think I am probably going to end up just having to watch through the Halo 4 cutscenes because I don't really want to get it just for the campaign, and I don't feel like playing the multiplayer sort of thing. So I probably just end up watching through the cutscenes on YouTube or something just to get an idea of what's happened, and then I'll decide if I want to pick up Halo 5.
Yeah.
How many Spartans are there left?
Now hundreds.
Because it sounded like that, like a whole lot of them got killed. So, how big of an
Well, the
issue are
ones-
the Spartans, though? Anyway, if there's so few left, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the ones in Halo 4 aren't the Spartans. They're Spartan 2s. They're like
they're Spartan
they're-
Light.
Master Chief is a
Well,
Spartan
now they're
too.
Spartan 4s. They're humans. They're like special forces who get a little bit of biological upgrade rather than the whole suit that Master Chief got. But I think
Yeah.
there's a couple of regular Spartans left. Just a handful.
Yeah,
What
Spartan
about the
4s are a bit
Spartans?
better
The
than
ones that
Spartan
were-
3s,
like the
but
ones that were on Reach.
mostly closer to Spartan 2s, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's quite the same level.
Because in Reach, you were a Spartan 3, and now what you're playing in Spartan Ops is a Spartan 4.
And it seems
Do you
to
think
have
it'll
more-
become, instead of a Spartan debate, a human augmentation debate, like people becoming the Spartans? Like commercially?
I think the debate is going to be, we built these crazy super soldiers. What this is probably the debate going on in the UNSC is super soldiers, where now we're just giving minor augmentations and producing more men because they have emotion. I think is,
And more
Kinda-
expendable.
yeah, more expendable, definitely. I think they're just afraid of what the Spartans are, because they don't know what to do with them now that the war is over. And so it's
Right.
going to be kind of like a Rocky situation. Rocky is in like Rambo. Get my movies mixed up, but a Rambo situation. War's over, what do we do with this guy? Or these guys?
You know, I was recently thinking about how they lost all the Spartans. It kind of seemed like, if you think about it, that they kind of misused their resources with the Spartans. Like they put them all in one place and they all got killed.
Yeah.
But now with you're talking
you
about the
mean when
whole
Reach
super
got
soldier
bombed?
and the conspiracy and they're afraid of him. Thinking maybe that was partially on purpose.
What, you mean when they got all...
What, that they all got in the same spot and killed?
Not completely, but maybe they were less. Oh, we don't want to do that because they're a great resource source. We don't want to risk losing them all.
Let's just
Maybe
put
they
them
were
all on
less,
Reach and see what happens.
worried about that because they also didn't want to deal with them after the war. So they decided to
kept them
use
all
them
at
as
one
much as
spot.
possible and kind of not worry. You know
Well,
what
at
I
the
mean?
time of Reach, UNSC knew they were losing. So I don't think they wanted to lose any Spartans. They knew how valuable they were at the time.
I'm not saying they wanted to lose them, but they would not worry about them dying as long as they did complete the mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
reason they were on
Like
Reach,
if it's a
I
suicide
remember
mission,
right.
send the Spartans, they'll get it done. If they die, whatever.
Although they never reported the Spartans as dead, they always reported them as MIA
Well,
to
if it was
increase
more
morale.
like if they lost Reach, then they were pretty fucked. Because that was where all their stuff was,
'Cause-
basically.
Well, yeah, because Reach was like the next step up from Earth, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was just unfortunate timing at the so many Spartans were on Reach when they got attacked.
The Spartans were on Reach at the time because they were on a mission. They're in the planning stages of a mission to capture a Covenant ship and basically get the technology and maybe capture a Prophet and use that as a bargaining chip. And then the Covenant
about the
attacked
Spartan
Reach,
twos, aren't
and
they?
they were all there at the time.
You're talking about the Spartan
So they
twos,
just
like
got caught with
Chiefs
the pants
guys,
down.
aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they did use the Spartan 3s basically as suicide. They would just send them, all 300 of them at a time, to a planet and hope that it got blown up.
Well, the Spartan 2s. The Spartan 3s are what you were in Reach.
Yeah, no, the Spartan 3, the Spartan 3s that were on Reach were taken away from the main 300 strong group of Spartan 3s that were sent on suicide missions to take out Covenant strongholds. So, like, there are
The
3
Spartan threes were
batches of 300 groups of Spartan 3s in the Ghosts
the
of
Spartan
Onyx.
threes were operated. I think the Spartan threes were operated more like human soldiers.
And so
more than
they were
Spartan
sent to
twos
take
were.
out like a Covenant factory world, which they did, but they all died, and then a Covenant shipping world, which they did, but they all died except for 2. And then the Spartan 3s you are in Reach were taken away from the second group.
Well, I think that the Spartan 3s were operated more as regular soldiers than the Spartan 2s were, because, like, you know, the guy you played as was like an individualist, specialist kind of guy that just happened to be added to that squad, wasn't he?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
basically a bit better than ODSTs, kind of thing.
When the military terms, they'd be called a force multiplier. You would mix them up with the regular forces
Yeah.
to increase their capacity, to increase their
guess-
effectiveness.
Although I guess Noble 6 was kind of an oddity, because wasn't George a Spartan 2?
George was a Spartan too, yeah.
Yeah.
He was just mixed up with that group to make them more effective.
Yeah.
And then they would mix up with the regular soldiers. I was
Although-
sad, though, to not see more Spartan 2s on Reach, though.
Yeah, that was a wasted opportunity.
Well, they would have died anyway.
Like, if that
Yeah.
was their last Halo game, besides Halo Wars, if that was their last first-person Halo game, and I was Bungie, I would have gone out big. Big battles, lots of Spartans everywhere, just crazy stuff happening.
Well, I know that the noble groups are kind of like the only real Spartans the only Spartan 3s that you see. Although there is, that last stand mission at the end. You can see a bunch of Spartan 3 corpses in the buildings. So there is that.
Everywhere. Those
Yeah, there are
corpses.
Spartan 3 corpses.
Though, you mentioned Halo Wars, we haven't mentioned that at all. We should probably talk about that.
I love
The
Halo
RTS,
Wars.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that
I thought
fit
it was
into the
pretty good.
campaign?
It's before everything.
Oh.
It
Yeah.
takes place
Like, it's...
at the very beginning of the war. The very first Halo game is like at the very end of the war. Like Halo starts and then Halo 3 ends it like a year or 2 later, right?
Yeah, the war's been going on a
And
while
the war has
before
been
Halo
going
1.
on for like 25 years
Yeah.
or something.
Halo Wars takes place... This is spoilers, but if you're listening to this cast, you're kind of an idiot for not expecting this.
Let's not be rude. You were
Oh,
foolish.
yeah, definitely not.
You haven't listened to the Failcast. Anyway, Halo Wars is like before all of this. So it's actually the first contact with the Flood. But the thing is, then they get lost in space, so they don't report any of this.
Yeah, it's
And
still
then-
a bit ambiguous what happened to them. No one really knows.
Yeah.
What's the their slip space thing they used to explode the planet at the end. So
I just call it the warp drive, 'cause I can't remember.
so basically they have
Space, warp drive.
they have a space shuttle, a glorified space shuttle that can't go anywhere.
It's more like a floating piece of metal Lego that they're all sitting on and hoping it drifts somewhere.
Yeah.
With life support.
I do
With
hope they
every
pick
weapon.
up on it again, because there were, three Spartan 2s on that ship? So they could easily pick up a new game with that, just on that ship, even if it's not part of the regular trilogy.
Wait, hang on, what ship was this again?
The Spirit of Fire.
Get some like Warhammer 40k Space Hulk shit going on with the Spartans.
When we talk about the Spartans, do you think we're ever gonna get to see a Halo game from the Covenant's kind of view?
Halo 2.
Well, Halo 2 was
Yeah.
sort of half that.
Oh, besides that. But I mean, like, full Covenant. You start out as a
You know
old
what would be
Arbiter at the
interest-
beginning of the war or whatever.
It'd be cool
Oh, yeah.
if it was like there was first player was an elite, second player was a brute, third player was a grunt, fourth player was a jackal or something like that.
I would be
You
a
go
grunt.
through the campaign. The entire campaign is a grunt.
You know what would be
That would be
interesting as a
really
game,
fun.
Though? What would be interesting
A
is
badass
like
grunt.
you know Star Wars Battlefront, that but as a
Yeah.
Halo game, like Halo.
That would be pretty
Battlefront.
awesome.
Yeah.
I imagine a game like Lemmings, where all you have are grunts.
Oh, they could probably make an iOS game out of that.
If grunts
Oh,
had
yeah,
helmets,
probably.
they'd be a pain in the ass.
Oh, speaking of iOS, thank you, Robert. Have you all heard of the Spartan
Assault?
Assault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what is it?
Is it? Imagine it looks like it's taken from Halo Wars, but instead of an army, you're just controlling one Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small game though. I think they mentioned it would be like $6 or $7. But it's just like it's the engine of Halo Wars, and you're just controlling one guy. But it's only for Windows 8 operating system, so Windows
course.
8 tablet, Windows 8 phone, or if you have Windows 8 PC, they said you can hook up your wired Xbox controller and play it on your computer.
So basically, no one can play it.
I can.
This brings up an interesting topic I want to talk about the later Halos that are going to be coming. Obviously for the Xbox One.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I'm thinking PS4.
So you're referring to other than Halo 5, like other...
Yeah, the future of the franchises that we all love that are on Xbox, you know.
Well, recently they announced instead of a trilogy, it's going to be a saga, and they said they want to keep making it
remember
forever.
that.
So yeah, there's going to be a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course. Now
I
they
think
they
depending-
removed the restriction stuff from the Xbox One, which is good.
Yeah, but I'm still
But
gonna get a PS4.
they're
If I
also
do
going to
get-
have a lot of games that are... Oh, I'll let you go first.
If I do get an Xbox One, it's gonna be after there's been a price drop and after I've got the PS4, because they were
Understandable.
doing all that stuff in the first place. So
Yeah,
I'm not really.
I did the same
trustworthy.
thing.
Indeed.
Well, and you want to give it some time anyway for them to work out any software or hardware kinks that they're going to have.
Yeah,
So what are you gonna say?
it's always good to
Didn't-
get a deal.
It had less exclusives though, didn't it? It was like Halo 5, Dead Rising 3, Titanfall, and that's all I could think of.
And Titanfall's gonna be coming to PS4 at a later point anyway.
And it's going to be
Oh,
on the
is it?
360
Oh.
as well.
What was that game from Insomniac that looked... It was basically the opposite of Fuse? The Overdrive something Overdrive or Overdrive something? Where you do the big... It's a bunch of people fighting zombies. They're zombie-like monster things, and one person's shooting a record player at them. They do a big explosion, and the mushroom cloud goes
the really,
boom.
the really stylized one.
Yes, that one. What was it?
I
Something
think I know what you're talking about.
Overdrive or something like that.
I actually just
I
played
think that was
Fuse
an
last
exclusive,
night.
wasn't it?
No, was it two? The name of it was two words, but I can't remember what they were. It was.
Something Overdrive.
Was it the
or
thing
something
where?
like that.
Was it the thing where it was going to be free to play, but you only one character was free?
Maybe. I just saw the trailer, and it looked freaking amazing.
Wasn't
Like
no,
I said,
that was
basically
Killer
the opposite
Instinct,
of where
wasn't
they
it?
took Fuse.
There's Killer Instinct where you had one character
Yeah.
in a fighting game or
Oh,
something.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Is
That's
that it?
fucking ridiculous. You
No,
get
no,
one
this was a
character
shooter.
for free and that's it.
Right. Well, So regarding Halo, for each of you, do you think it's a series that has passed in your mind, has passed its prime? You enjoyed it. You don't look forward to what's coming up, or do you still think you could still be impressed by what's coming out?
There's a lot in the Halo universe. They recently did the podcast about the Halo TV series, and people were complaining like, "Oh, what's it gonna be? Halo, the campaign, and a TV screen?" But they also brought up about all the the side stuff like the comics, the books, and all that, and it's got pretty rich lore.
That's what is good about the
so
Halo
much,
universe.
but pretty good.
Yeah, I'd like to
But I
see
brought
a
up
few
the-
things.
As for me, I feel like, obviously, as I pointed out earlier, I have lost a lot of interest in the series, but if it does turn around and do something really interesting, then that'll also be good, but I'm not going to hold out that much hope for it.
They got to take it into some kind of interesting direction.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to see
Delve a
the
little bit
people
more
who
into the
supposedly made the
things.
flood and declared war on the Forerunners and all that. I'd like to see who the fuck they are, the precursors or something. They're like the only race that can travel between galaxies, I think was their big deal.
So,
So they're,
Halo...
they're
up until
beyond
this point
everyone
took-
else.
So Halo, up until this point, only took place in one galaxy.
Basically, to my understanding.
Right.
Because they
I
had the
see.
technological tiers, and the Forerunners are tier 1, and the precursors are tier 0. So, I think that's how it worked.
Oh, so it goes down in tiers, more advanced you are.
Yeah,
Tier
so
negative
it's
one
like
is interdimensional.
grunts were like tier 5 or something, elites were tier 2 or
2.
3, and
The Covenant was tier
Yeah.
2, the humans were tier 3, and then like the jackals and the grunts and everything that the Covenant found was like tier 4. I think technically humanity, like in real life, would technically be like tier 5 or something.
All right. Well, we're coming up to an hour, so I guess we can start wrapping this up. Does everyone? I guess it's time for everyone to get in a last word. So, Toad, what's your last word?
I don't know. I've loved the Halo trilogy and ODST and Reach, and I'm not thrilled where it's going now, so my interest has waned. But for the 3, 4, 5 games that I did enjoy, I really enjoyed, and it's probably one of my favorite series ever in terms of the story and the lore and the gameplay.
All right, Matt.
Well, mine's pretty much the same. I am like cautiously hopeful about the new ones, and I'm also still hoping for a Halo 2 HD remake, because then it'll look like what it was being marketed as, which would be pretty cool to me. I didn't mind Halo 4. I liked its multiplayer. Campaign could be a little better, but hopefully Halo 5 can fix that. But I don't know when I'll be buying it because of the console it's on. But yeah, I still have hope for it. Maybe not as good as when I played it when I was younger in Halo 3 and played it every single day. But yeah, I still think it can be good. Just I don't know if it will be.
Okay, Robert.
I say that it has great potential. Like, there's a lot of things they could delve into with the lore and also the underlying themes. Halo ain't dead. As long as they don't just keep on trying to retread the same path,
I think as
Master
long as
Chief
they
comes
avoid
in and
retconning
kicks
it.
the alien's ass. You know what I mean?
Okay. Jack.
Well, yeah, just what I kind of, against my better judgment, interrupted with. As I said before, I'm kind of a bit worn out with the series, but if they do try to take it in any direction, they should focus on the lore, but I really think that this is a kind of a nitpick I carry with a lot of things. They really need to kind of look back at what's already been done and really try not to retcon too much stuff, because I'm a bit of a stickler for lore consistency personally. So, yeah, I've already said that I'm not going to prioritize Xbox, so if it's not on if it's not on Xbox 360, then I guess I'll have to wait before I get it, if I get it at all.
Okay. And I guess for myself, personally, I think a lot of people are a little worried about how Halo is being branded.
Yeah.
if it's going to start going out into all these different directions like television, such. As long as they can get back to that core of good campaigns like Halo 1, Halo 2, try to get some interesting characters back in there, they can keep the video game fan base. I guess though a lot of people still play it for the multiplayer, but for myself, I don't know if I'm getting an Xbox One right away. I might wait a couple years until they work out the kinks or what the price drop. But I'd be interested to see how it plays out, even if I just rent it.
Yeah, I reckon the whole, like, Mountain Dew Doritos bullshit that they're pressing on with is definitely hurting the fan base.
Well, my logic for that is, well, the people who are actually making the game aren't the people making those commercials and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
I think
business, basically.
The executives need to wise up a little bit on that score, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really let it bother me in the game that much because it's like different people and the people who make the games don't have any control over that. So it's like, yeah, okay, it's just executives
no, I'm not blaming
being
the development team at all. It's
Doritos,
just,
I got this one thing about how the Xbox One's going to be using the cloud a lot. Like they said, they could have 10,000 enemies in one single fight spot because of the cloud's power.
I think that is definitely an exaggeration.
Not true. But whatever the real thing
Maybe if
is,
they're all
they're going to be
standing
using the cloud a lot. So my question is, what if you're playing like Halo offline? Is that going to affect it if it's very cloud oriented? Are you going to be able to still have it at the same capacity, or are you just not going to be able to play it?
Well, the problem is it's up to the developer if it's going to be offline or online only. So if 343 being owned by Microsoft decides it's going to be online only, I mean, they could do that. I just don't know if they will.
I think that's most likely the case because it's common for Halo to be used to market all of Microsoft's shit. So it'll probably be made that to say, hey, the Xbone can do this, and if you can't play it, well, then why are you playing Halo? You can't play multiplayer anyway, fuck you.
Get a 360.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Alright, well, on that note, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, everyone else, for listening in. Yep, there'll be a lot more podcasts out there. Please come on to the CommuniCast. If you have ideas, let one of us know. Well, you're welcome to join on, and we'll help you set them up. So don't be shy.
The forum group, he means. The CommuniCast forum group.
Yep.
Stay out
Thank
of the
you.
basement.
Also, we have a Twitter now. The exact
Yes.
name I can't remember.
A Twitter and a Facebook page.
Yeah, well, it'll probably end up being in the
Facebook is
description
evil.
anyway, so don't worry about that.
I don't even have a Twitter.
I have a Twitter,
if
but
you-
I'm waiting to use it until I can get my webcomic launched.
And if you want to hear more from Jack and myself, listen to the Philcast.
I believe that's me and Jesse. I believe I am the host.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no one cares. Peter is the real host.
Bitch,
Peter
you're
is the
Alan
real
Davis.
host.
No, he's not. I dropped
People
him
listen for
him.
Peter.
No, they don't.
All right. Well, goodbye.
The Germans are humorless.